Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Got a live broadcast today, real quick. Had to bring this gentleman on. Let me just make sure my mic is connected right. Yeah, I got brother Kaba with me today, family. I want to welcome the brother back to the platform, Professor Kaba. Welcome back, my brother.
My brother Rich, peace to you, and thank you for this opportunity, and thanks to all those who are online with us right now. I appreciate you.
Indeed. So I know you got something special coming up in New York City today that I want
Yes,
to alert the family about. Before we get started on our brief discussion, could you tell the family what's happening in New York today?
brother, for me, it's a very special event. We are, you know, my brother Mr. G down at the Alkaline Oasis contacted me, and he said he wanted to have a conversation with me about Dr. Sebi.
Mm.
I had been going to Dr. Sebi since 1988.
Woo.
And I just had so much regard and respect for what he had done for me and how he inspired me and brought me to another level of thought
Mm-hmm.
as we as a people move into the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
And it became very important. So I just immediately said, I am ready and willing to have this conversation. I want to talk about untold stories about Dr. Sebi,
Uh-oh.
the type of stories that people may not be aware of. They know him as he is. They hear about him. They know that he helped so many different celebrities, sports figures get their health together and maintain their health. But I wanted to just say the behind scenes because I first went to him when he was in Brooklyn. And
Okay.
for those that have seen the promo that Mr. G put up, Dr. Sebi is giving credit specifically to Brooklyn for
Mm-hmm.
putting him on the map and supporting him and protecting him
Mm-hmm.
against the forces that wished to do him harm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember going to the Herbal Institute, 616 Pacific Street, where the Barclay Center exists today. In fact, they removed him from that center. They closed the center down as part of the plan to
Wow.
build the Barclay Center.
Wow.
So we want to talk about some things about Dr. Sebi as a human being.
Right.
I was a teacher in the Board of Education at the time,
Uh-huh.
and I had just been impacted by him and his story.
Uh-huh.
And so I just am looking forward to having a conversation about this great man. But also, Brother Rich, never forget what he did for us.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget his contributions, because so many times we get caught up in the messenger,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't always follow the message.
Mm-hmm.
Brother is an ancestor now, but he has brought to us information about health, nutrition, and he introduced three important words to me. I always knew the words,
Yeah.
but when he put them the way he put it, he opened up a whole new way of me thinking. African bio mineral.
Oh.
And when he dropped that on me, it changed the entire way in which I thought as a person. We
Mm.
all know the word African, we all know the word bio, and we all know the word mineral. But when you put them together, they become something so far more important.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what Dr. Sebi did for us, and I'm looking forward. We're on our way down to Brooklyn right now. I'm bringing my family with me.
Oh man.
We have to make a little stop, but now we're on our way. We're going to pick up another part of the family.
Uh-huh.
Granddaughter, grandson is with us.
Uh-huh.
We just going to do our thing.
Excellent. And it's so the event starts at 7 today.
Yes, doors open at 6,
Okay. Okay.
but 7 is when the event starts.
For those of you who are in New York, the address is 950 Halsey Street. For more information, the numbers on the screen, you can contact 917-635-9165 or 347-240-1211. Professor Cobb is going to be at the Alkaline Oasis. Shout out to Mr. G. Kaba, is there any, you're going to be speaking about untold stories about Dr. Sebi. Is there anything you can share with us right now? Anything that we might not know that you could share briefly with us?
Well, as it relates,
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi had quite an imaginative sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he was very humorous. He liked to curse. I heard a couple choice words come from him myself.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting. You
Right.
know, like one of the stories that I'll tell today is I was at one of his days that he was at the center. I found out that he was in town. He'd be at the Herbal Institute,
Right.
and I went down there, and he was talking about something called photovoltaics.
Uh-huh.
And the way he explained it to me, oh, Brother Rich, that just perked up my imagination, man.
Wow.
And I said to him, Dr. Sabi, how do you spell photovoltaics? And he said, how the hell do I know? You the teacher, you tell me. So, hey, listen, I listened to the master teacher. I went back. This was before the days of having the phone where you could look it up on Google.
Yeah.
So I got to my dictionary and found out photovoltaic,
Uh-huh.
and it is the relationship between the sun and the earth
Okay.
that allows the earth to be enriched by the light, heat, and sound energy of the sun. And so that was a very important word in terms of my study of the next book I'm going to write on melanin.
Mm-hmm.
Just about finished it.
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. Sabi went to one of my presentations when I was talking about melanin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got back to be able to speak to him, this was later on, this was not the same day.
Mm-hmm.
He said to me, Booker T, that was my name before I corrected it to Kaba Kamene.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you're always talking about melanin. You should be talking about carbon.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into deep research on carbon and the importance of understanding carbon.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding what it was that went into the development of melanin as a molecule, and the atom is carbon. And when I began to study the properties and the characteristics of carbon, that's when I began to realize what Dr. Sabi meant when he said it's carbon before melanin, and that's the and that's the title of my book, Carbon Before Melanin. Dr. Sabi has had a tremendous impact on those who are willing to listen and to understand what he was attempting to tell us. And I send my greetings to his wife, whom I've known all these years,
Mm-hmm.
Sister Ma'at. In fact, I call her Dr. Sister Ma'at,
Mm-hmm.
who was the one that I ordered all of my products from.
Mm-hmm.
You could get a bottle of Maya, a bottle of Bolo, Maya for your blood, Bolo for your immune system. You could get Nervino for your nervous system at the center.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to order a case of 24,
Mm-hmm.
you had to order from Sister Ma'at, his wife, and I used to buy it by the pack, man. I tell people I drink Maya like an alcoholic drink liquor.
Oh man. Whoa.
I carry a
Whoa.
bottle with me where I go.
Whoa.
Maya for your blood. You got to keep your blood clean,
Yes, sir.
because no matter what, health-wise, if your blood can chase all the problems away.
Uh-huh.
These are the little things that I learned from Dr. Sebi. And these are the things that I incorporate even in my presentations if I'm talking about history. Because, Brother Rich, my bottom line is this.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be holistic. What we do has to be holistic.
Mm-hmm.
We can sit here and we can do all we want to do as it relates to studying our history, our culture,
Mm-hmm.
making all the money in the world, doing all the phenomenal things in the world that we'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if your body is sick,
Yes.
nothing is going to move forward.
Right.
This is a mind, body, soul, spirit experience. And that's one of the things that, again, I will share with the community when they come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was what was most profound to me when the brother was dropping the knowledge on it, was the importance of understanding that it's a holistic thing. It's an African biomineral experience.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking forward to being able to talk to our community, and tell them stories, funny, serious, some shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you have a facial expression for, I think everybody gonna have one today.
Wow. Wow, man. I wish I was in New York, Professor Kava. Oh, I
Yes,
wish
no
I
doubt.
was in New York. It's going down today, family, at the Alkaline Oasis. Professor Kava will be live, and this is on 950 Halsey Street. The flyer is on the screen. Doors open up at 6. The event starts at 7, and it's going from 7 to 9. There will also be a live Q&A. If anybody out of town wants information about the live stream, you could call the number on the screen, 917-635-9165 or 347-240-1211. And it's going down. Professor Kaba, well, let me ask you this. In terms of Dr. Sebi and what he represented for our community and in terms of health, do you feel as though uh in today's era with social media, with so many people on the internet, with the things that are going on, do you feel as though his information will be just as valid today, just as much appreciated today if he was alive, Professor Kaba? Because
I think it would.
sometimes people only appreciate you once you die. So how do you think
Oh
he would
yeah.
be? How effective you would think he would be if he was still alive?
Well, it's always hard to tell because, like what you say, brother Rich, is very true. I just changed the angle because I got to start driving.
Okay.
Because when people join the ancestors, a lot of what they do becomes exaggeratedly important.
Right.
We forgive everybody's sins sometimes when they've joined the ancestors.
Uh-huh.
And my thing is this: whether living or not, Dr. Sebi's message is as eternal as ever.
Yes.
And so I don't know if it would have grown, but I do know his popularity was growing.
Yes.
And I do know that the things that he was giving to us was growing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, what Dr. Sebi gave us is so valuable. It is now time for us to continue his work. Like I say, don't get caught up in the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Get caught up in the message.
Indeed.
Because none of us are going anywhere if our bodies continue
Mm-hmm.
to get sick. Throughout the entire pandemic, the one thing I made sure was I had Maya for my blood. I had Nervino for my nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
I cleansed my system with Bio 1 and Bio 2
Mm-hmm.
so that throughout the entire pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
while everybody was going their way, and I understand, much respect to anybody, everybody was trying to do the best they could with what they were dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure I stayed. And also, Sister Ma'at, his wife, she had a product. She has a product for the lungs called HC. She called me up and she said, Brother Kaba, I got something called HC, hot cakes.
Mm.
Hot cakes 21.
Oh, what a name.
And so I started to take those products
Mm.
because I realized the importance of staying healthy. By the blessings of the Creator, I've maintained very good health over my years.
Mm-hmm.
I give much credit to it, not just to Dr. Sebi, but what Dr. Sebi said. And because this is so important to me, it becomes important that we understand what Dr. Sebi said. Sister Ma'az say, and everybody, Dr. Sebi children say, his
Mm-hmm.
relatives, all those that came in contact with him, they say the same thing. And I say it to our community. Because so many people invest in herbs and diets, and then they get upset if they don't work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you see, it's about behavior modification.
Mm-hmm.
It's about modifying your behavior, your eating patterns, your
Mm-hmm.
living systems. the way you think, but most important, Brother Rich, the bottom line to health, wealth, nutrition, balanced mind, self-love. You got to love yourself. When you look in the mirror, you got to love who you see. The width of your nose, the thickness of your lips, the kink in every one of your hair follicles. You got to love that person you see. And that starts the healing process. Don't look in the mirror and say how much you don't like somebody, or I don't like the way that look, or I hate the way I look. Say you love the way you look, but you know you can do better. And that's what Dr. Sebi taught us. And that's the message that I give our people every day. You can make the change. But as Michael Jackson said, you got to change the man or the woman in the mirror.
Indeed.
And that's the message Dr. Sebi gave us. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Honor yourself. Francis Cress Welsing said that self-love is more explosive than an atomic bomb.
Woo! Woo! Amazing. Hey, man, once again, family, is going down today at 6 o'clock at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn. The flyer, all the information is right on the screen, family, with the flyer. The phone, if you're interested in live stream and you're out of town, the number's on the screen. The address is on the screen, 950 Halsey Street. Professor Kaba will be there live. Shout out to Mr. G. Professor Kaba, I don't want to hold you much longer. I know you're driving. I want you to be safe, my brother. But I appreciate you coming on and letting the people know that you will be live tonight in New York City. I wish I was there today, but I will be with y'all in spirit and have a wonderful event later, my brother. I will talk to you very soon, my brother.
I feel it. My brother, if I may just say, the address is 958 Halsey.
958, I'm sorry, 958 Halsey.
958. And Brother Rich, I'll feel your spirit in the house. And I want to thank you for this opportunity that you have extended to me to be able to share this knowledge with Dr. Sebi. And if you're in the Brooklyn or in the environs around it, come on out, family. We got some things to say. We got some untold stories about Dr. Sebi. All power to the people.
Woo, excellent. Peace, my brother. Have a safe trip.
Peace.
Peace.